Hello, this is Sam Hurd with Data Integrity Services, MSP, MSSP, located down here in Central Florida, supporting clients all across the United States. But I am really honored and super excited to be partnering with Karen from Secure Content. She is an awesome resource, business owner, great person. So she and I are on a call together today to just chat about what's driving us, pushing us, and critical to our success as a business owners. Karen?
Thank you, Sam. And it's such a pleasure to have you as a friend and a colleague, and for businesses as ours that do similar things to really collaborate and work together. So today is kind of an exciting day
Yeah.
for that to start. One of the questions, I know we've got a few topics to discuss today, but one of them is, are you seeing any impact of AI-driven misinformation in business yet? I know there's a lot of buzz around AI, and we can't put that genie back in the bottle, but are
No.
you seeing any kind of disinformation occurring that's causing disruption?
Nominal, small. We try to overlook it. We try to go by around it. In our case, we press and really strive to create a trusted relationship with our client, a trusted advisor, so that the client doesn't have to go out and search for responses or answers or solutions or services, any of that, because that's when the AI bug, if you will bite you. I would rather develop a relationship with a client, uh, a trusted advisor relationship with a client, so that when they ask me or our staff, for anything, they know I'm going to be honest, transparent, straight up, and they whether I can help them or not, but I will. In other words, I'm not an AI person. I'm a real person, and in doing so, they can trust me with a response. So yes, we see it a little bit, but we try to get around it by developing that personalized relationship, if you will, with the client. What about you?
Yeah, I think the whole people buy who they like and trust is still very much a driver in today's world. So, while AI is a necessary part of how we are going to all do business as it moves forward, having that true trusted relationship and always dealing with your clients with honesty and ethics, I think is really going to put us at the forefront of
Yeah.
combating anything as it kind of comes down the road.
I totally agree 100%. One of the things that we're struggling with, and not so much struggling with, but um, being challenged with by our clients, is cybersecurity insurance. What a bear. In my case, it went from a 15-page document, question and answers that I actually had to get my techie people to help me respond to, down to about a 2-page. But that's because of some of the things we did. What are you hearing on the cybersecurity insurance challenges?
Yes, I'm hearing and I'm seeing that there's still a lot of ambiguity in cyber insurance, right? Whether it
Hmm.
be, oh, what exactly does this policy cover? What exactly is the client required to do or not required to do, and how they go through all of those things. It can be one underwriter can word something one way, and another
Yeah,
one can word it a completely different way. And
totally.
people are coming at us with those documents saying help. They're
Yeah.
also coming to us and saying, oh my gosh, my rates quadrupled or they doubled. What am I going to
Yeah.
do? And
Yeah.
so it becomes a situation that affords us the ability to work hand in hand with them to really dissect the
Yeah.
requirements. Because what
Yeah.
happens, I'm seeing, is some of the underwriters may not understand the risk of each individual business and what it brings, right? My business
Yeah.
might have a different risk than yours, and on and on. So
Financial versus healthcare, you
right?
know? Yeah.
Massive difference. But one of
So
the tools that we've utilized a lot is the Sophos Managed Detection and Response, or MDR solution. And
perfect.
what really got us on that bandwagon was Sophos actually developed an association or a partnership with some different cyber insurance companies, one of them being Cysurance, to where their cyber insurance rates can easily be reduced if they own Sophos MDR. Have you run into that situation yet?
Yeah, personally speaking, yes, I just did that. We had a security insurance policy with another carrier. It went up in price. It was a 13 or 14 page document that, like I said, I had to get my engineering staff to help me answer. We're on the MDR Complete platform from Sophos.
Mhm.
And so when I contacted Cysurance, they came back and said, "Perfect. Here's a document. Fill it out." And yeah, it was about a 25% reduction.
Wow.
And it's a 2 page, but 1.5 page document. It was super easy. And we're now, and it's rightfully so. It's a right logical move within the industry, the insurance industry, that if you have a proper security posture, stack, whatever, your rates should not be through the roof. They should be more palatable. And I took advantage of it myself.
That's
So
fantastic. That's
yeah,
fantastic. I think we're on the same page with that.
yes, ma'am.
How are you dealing with supporting cybersecurity teams in situations of high stress, whether that be your team of amazing experts, or if a customer is experiencing the problems with their teams, just feeling high stress with cybersecurity and all that it
Yeah,
encompasses?
yeah. Well, it's a high stress, should I say, a potentially high stress environment. Job, requirements, accountabilities. In my case, within our company, we first start with education. We try to educate our engineers, the engineering staff, as much as possible, because if you know what you're doing, competently, and you have confidence in your ability based upon education, training, all the above, it's a little easier to address a client's concerns. Um, we try to do that as much as possible. Same with our clients. If a client is purchasing a cybersecurity product, we actually offer vendor-led training for free. We kind of bundle that into our project, saying, "Listen, train your folks on this, train your engineering staff on this." It gives them that confidence on what they're dealing with, on the products and services, features, all the above, day to day. But it gives them that confidence, so therefore the stress of trying to figure things out might be less. It might not be as overwhelming when you know the product. So we actually bundle in training for free with a lot of our partners, with, or shall I say, clients. Um, and then of course we try to make things fun. The staff, donut days to, yeah, breakfasts and lunches and baseball games and things like that. We try to do as much as we can to make the environment that they work in fun and enjoyable. So we really watch the stress level, as much as possible, because our employees are our most valuable assets. It's not so much the clients, it's them, my employees, the employees that work with me. They're super valuable to me, more so than even a client, because I know if the employees are happy, then the clients are going to be happy. What about you? How do you fight with it?
That's a great philosophy. Yeah, I kind of leaned into it in that I have embraced listening to my staff. So if they're struggling with something, I want them to always feel comfortable coming to me and saying, "Hey, I'm stressed about this," or "I've got this family situation over here that I have got to deal with. I'm sorry, but I've got to take off today." Right? And just embracing the fact that there's a work-life balance for all of us
Mhm.
that I sometimes think we forget to do. I
Yeah.
know myself, when I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I start working, some days I'm thinking, wait a minute, why aren't you still sleeping? But
5 o'clock in the morning, not me.
you
Don't
know,
call me.
stress
Oh,
all in how you manage it and how you look at it. And we're in a very exciting industry. So for me,
we are.
a lot of the times I look at it more like, oh, this is exciting versus being stressful.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, at 5 a.m. in the morning, don't call me. I'm a night person. I'm not a morning person. I will not be able to help you.
I'll text you.
How, let me ask you this. We both play very strongly in what I call the SMB, upper SMB space. There's a challenge there with cybersecurity in that space, whether it's lack of dedicated employees that manage everything, maintain everything, or it's an employee that's like a junior, if you will, engineer, but yet he or she is accountable for a very complex environment. And in some cases, there are no resources available. But yet the SMB, upper SMB market space is being attacked by the threat actors. How do you deal with that? What's your philosophy on that?
It feels to me like a never-ending changing environment, and yet it
Mm-hmm.
still remains the same, if that makes any sense. So
Mm-hmm.
we run into SMBs that may have no tech people at all. They might
Mm-hmm.
have like an admin doing the work. I ran
Yeah.
into a situation the other day where their CFO actually was their IT guy, and he was like,
Yeah.
I can't keep up with this. And they had actually been breached about 3 times this year by the time
Oh,
I got
wow.
introduced to them, right? And
Wow.
so it's just a mindset that I think is evolving. And the way I approach it is to go in and really listen to them and let them just spew everything that they have going on in their environment, what's worrying them, what they feel comfortable with, what their budgets are, and really get to know them. And what in the case I was just mentioning, I got to know the CFO and he kind of took me aside. He goes, I'm so overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
I know enough to be dangerous. Right. And so what we do then is come in
Yeah.
as that trusted resource and show them how valuable that we are in their environment and try to reassure them, not scare them. I find scare tactics to be very displeasing in this industry. I think it's more about educating the customer, doing your best to secure them in all the ways that you can without making them overbuy things they don't need. Right? All thing I've run into churches that have been charged 30, $40,000 or more by vendors just trying to take advantage of them. And I
Yeah.
really go into this first and foremost
Exactly.
with the honesty and ethics foot forward, right? And I know that
Mm-hmm.
you do the same in your
Yeah,
business.
that's spot on. Exactly, spot on. We we look at the SMB market space as an opportunity to develop a relationship with that client. Case in point, like you just said, we're working with a client now, a big one, like over 150 devices, location, 3 different locations, and the previous consulting firm was just taking advantage of them, and they didn't know any better.
Right.
So we go back to just like you said, we go in and listen. What is your pain and why? What's driving these decisions? What kind of resources do you have on site that we can leverage? That we don't want to tear the building down. We want to build up the building, so to
Right.
speak. If you have somebody on site that's overwhelmed, let us work with them to achieve your IT goals, whether cybersecurity protection goals, enhancements, all the above, compliancy issues. We can help you with all that, but like you said, we want to listen first. It's not my way; it's our way. Both sides. We have to listen to them and glean from them. What do you want to do and when? We've come in and said, listen, this technology that you're based on is outdated. So let's fix the most critical part now, fix the next part next quarter, and even budget for the remaining in 2025, 2026. But in doing so, we're developing that back to what I've said all along. Do you develop that trusted advisor, that trusted relationship, so where they trust you? What you're bringing to the table is logical. sound, industry standard solutions and services. And the Sophos platform, in my opinion, just my 2 cents, humble opinion, is an extremely effective solution set, cybersecurity stack, if you will, for at the SMB market space because of how Sophos brings their products together on one single management portal, Sophos Central, and then you can share threats, and it's easier for the SMB market space to manage and monitor one single pane of glass versus multiple vendors. So
Yes.
yeah, we want to bring in that type of solution set, cybersecurity solution set, and support in general to an SMB client, which I think we can do very cost effective. So great,
Absolutely. This was
excellent.
a wonderful discussion. I look forward to doing more of these with you, my friend.
I concur. I love it. Bouncing ideas off of somebody as intelligent as you are is always a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Thank
So
you, Sam.
thank you, Miss Karen. You have a great day up there. Okay.
Talk to you soon.